Hey guys, Josh here with a little bit of a different video for you today. Today's video is going to be centered around Theta and the Theta Network, specifically around unstaking and staking your Theta. Theta has updated their wallet so that staking your Theta tokens is now easier than ever. And Theta community members have also created even better technology for staking your Tfuel. So that's what we're going to dive into today. And be sure to share this video with all of your other Theta community members so that we can continue to spread the love, spread the decentralization, and make the Theta Network stronger than ever. So let's dive right into it. Hey guys, welcome back to the Pebbleton Post. I'm your host, Josh Lake, and I'm joined today by two returning Pebbleton Post speakers, Mr. Will Lehr of Perpetual Assets and Mr. Ben Wilkening, also known as Skull Cap Savant. How are you guys doing today?
Very well. Thanks for having us.
Buddy.
Awesome. Well, thank you guys for coming on. We are going to be talking about something that is near and dear to all of our hearts, which is Theta and the Theta Network. And the reason why I'm so excited to talk to both of you is because you two are probably the most involved community members in the Theta world that I know, and you have shared so much insight for me as to why this technology and why this community is so beneficial for so many reasons. And I know that one of the main goals of the Theta world, as well as any blockchain or distributed ledger technology, is to have a decentralized community and a decentralized technology. And it's come to my attention, well, through Will, that there is some information there that needs to be shared. So Will, if you wouldn't mind just giving the listeners a little bit of insight as to what's going on.
Sure thing, buddy. My pleasure. Thanks for having me. Yeah, I reached out to Josh recently because it came to my attention that regarding staking, the staking protocol of Theta stakers, so this is for all you Theta stakers out there and Tfuel stakers, that there a large percentage of the protocol, a large percentage of the network is staked to one node. Back in the day when we started at Perpetual Assets, we had a lot of early Theta investors that put their IRA, came from BIX, they came from a lot of different people that were investing in Theta with their IRAs. Back then, there was only one option for staking, and it was Gpool. And so that's where we sent everyone, and that's fine. But recently, I saw this statistic that over 30% of the Theta staked Theta is staked to one node to Gpool, and over 60% of the staked Tfuel is staked to one node to Gpool, which is massive centralization, which is not good. As an investor, that concerned me and concerns me, and is why I'm here doing this video. In the interest of decentralizing our staking protocol, spreading the love, so to speak. Theta Labs corporate cannot come out with this message, but we can. It's up to us, the community members and individual investors, to protect our own interest. And in this case, this is exactly what I'm doing. 60+% of Tfuel staked to one individual or one company is no bueno. Same with over 30% of the Theta. I'll pass it back. That's why we're here.
Well, thank you for that context, Will. As members of the community, I do think it is our responsibility to not only take action, but to help others understand why it's important to take action on all this. And so, Ben, I want to ask you, as someone who runs his own Guardian node, how do you feel about the centralization happening in Theta right now and how we should move forward into the future with it?
Well, how I feel about it is just cautionary. That's why we're having this chat. Nothing's dire. Nothing is end of the world in this situation. That's kind of why I think we're all sitting here talking about this as something for people to consider, because I feel as if we don't act on the caution, then centralization and all of the negative effects of centralization may have a tendency to manifest before we even knew it. And I think that to appeal to those that are on Gpool, it made a ton of sense, actually, to start off with. Even Will just said he and Bix were recommending people to do this because when the nodes or the application for running your own Guardian node, I should phrase more correctly. When the application came out, a lot of people were left without an ability to stake. And this is actually why Gpool was created in the first place, because there was a minimum staking allotment of 10,000 Theta tokens that you needed to run your own Guardian node. That was a lot for people, even at the time when they launched this thing. 2019, it was 2019, I think. When I got on my Guardian node, I had the sufficient amount to run my own Guardian node since the get-go, so I just did that. But when everybody that had 100 tokens, 1,000 tokens, even, they're, oh crap, they're kind of like SOL. So it made a lot of sense for Gpool to come about. But as Theta's grown and they've done their load balancing on their own systems, and they've been able to authenticate that they can have more Guardian nodes attached, they've lowered those increments over time to where now it's accessible to anybody. And so it's actually the perfect time for us to be having this discussion, because I've always seen that it's better to have a Guardian node than not, because that is better decentralization. It's on your own machine. It'll run on a Windows or a Linux or an Apple operating system, something everybody should have on their own personal computer. And just like, the responsibility of having Bitcoin, if you're a Bitcoiner even, you run your own node. You want to participate in validating and strengthening the network with an extra unique IP address location we could talk about the benefits of decentralization. I don't need to get into it with this intro diatribe, but that's originally how I got into it, and why I think it's an appeal to people that have gotten into it to at least consider what we have to say in this conversation, because maybe the time is now for those people that are able to exit their positions in Gpool and shift them over into their own autonomous control.
And to be clear,
that's right.
Because I know there are a lot of people that are not tech savvy enough to even begin to think about running their own node. A lot of my clients included. God bless you. I love you out there, and you know who you are. We're not saying you have to go run your own node. We're next in a minute. Josh is going to show you how to stake to any number of different community nodes that are out there that are run by community members. So we'll get to that in a little bit.
That's right.
That's a good point to make too. Yeah.
I agree with you, Will, because and Ben, I also early on in, I think 2020, around then when I started really coming into the Theta world, I also tried to run my own Guardian node and learned that there does take a little bit of technological savvy and just commitment to do this. And so I jumped on Gpool, wagon as well, and started staking there, and didn't really bat an eye about it until very recently, when all of this information started to come out around why centralization should be such top of mind for any decentralized network like Theta. And beyond that, since then, Theta has come out with a lot of technological advancements where it's become easier to not only, you don't have to run your own node, you can go stake into multiple nodes, and they offer it right there in the platform. And that's something we're really excited to show you. And there's also other benefits as well to kind of see which nodes give different payback or different percentages on how much is being taken off. Well, can you speak a little bit toward that and how there is like a difference in which node gives you what percentage back?
Yeah, we're going to show you that in just a second. When you go into your wallet and you click on the drop down under staking and you select a Guardian node, it lists maybe 20 of them now. I haven't counted. There's quite a few, and it has the name of the node, and then it has the percentage next to it, and that's the fee that node charges you. Gpool is 4%. There are numerous out there that are 0 that I can vouch for now, as I've met a lot of these people, and they have 100% uptime, solid. This is the only there's no risk to your tokens or your coins, right, that are staked. Per the protocol, they can only be returned to that wallet. But it's, in this case, it's in the interest of decentralization, right, and spreading the love, so to speak. But there is a fee charged. Gpool charges 4. So if you move to a 0% node right off the gate, you're going to be earning more Tfuel, saving money, and assisting in the decentralization of the network.
And I think that as all responsible Theta community members, it's really important that we understand this and that we, act in accordance with what we believe in, to maintain the principles of what we believe in with this technology and with all decentralized platforms. And so, we're really excited to jump into the step-by-step showing exactly how to do that. But before we do that, Ben, is there any other quick comments that you have about the Theta community and this whole movement behind decentralization?
Sure. Yeah. I think the whole Theta community that got into it long ago, back before the NFT crowd jumped in, because that's a different subset of people. And what I'm hoping to speak to right now is the Theta geeks that are staking and that are taking responsibility enough to see the inherent value of the technology and take further action on it as it grows. Some of you that have staking positions, I'm going to assume, have probably heard of Catherine Austin Fitts at this point in time. And she has had an initiative for the last couple of years, all cash Fridays, that just as a principle, do this because it's good for you. It didn't give you any inherent immediate benefit as a participant to this little strategy that she had with her followers. But over time, what it did was it ignited and galvanized various communities, because people started paying in cash on Fridays, and now it's pay cash every day. The movement has turned into, because laundromats, mom and pop cobblers for repairing shoes, places that we want as services in our world, but have to scrape by on margins. They love cash. They're making more money. Their customer bases have facilitated for this almost unknowingly. And so the benefits that they're getting out of this are better relationships with their local communities. Buy local means something then. And it's turned into something that is bigger than itself, just because those people chose to act responsibly by Catherine Austin Fitts' almost innocent suggestion. And I think that this kind of fits in that same category, is similar to all cash Fridays, just decentralize your node, because the benefits of decentralization will become apparent to you if you take in what we're about to kind of ascribe, and some of the benefits that you guys are going to enlighten them to just by showing them how to do it, of course, too. A little bit easier just to use cash than to learn how to use a node, I realize. But that would be the why you want to consider this. Is there are inherent benefits to your freedom that you will probably won't even come to realize until you just take matters into your own hands.
Well said, Ben.
Well said.
And I agree with everything you just put out there. Will, is there any other remarks that you have on the topic before we dive into the actual how-to?
Yeah, I would say the whole reason we're here, the whole reason, crypto exists, it's about decentralization. It's about taking the power back. It's about freedom. Decentralization leads to freedom. Centralization leads to tyranny. It leads to rules and control apparati that force you into a box. Whether we're talking about the control of a monetary system, or whether we're talking about the control of news, of data. So anyway, yeah, it's a subject that's near and dear to my heart. But as an investor, it's also a no-brainer. You should be concerned about the value of your investment. And when I saw those numbers about how centralized the staking protocol was, I said, we have a problem. This is not good. So it's going to improve the appearance of your investment to other investors by doing this.
That's also a really good perspective to have.
Did you initially take up a cause recently on this as an attaché to the situation with FTX or any of the collapse? Did you put a more careful eye on certain aspects of decentralization like this at that point in time, or is this something you've been looking to get out there for longer than that even?
No, it didn't have anything to do with FTX. It was more, there's actually some community members, some Twitter friends of mine that became aware of this issue and other potential issues around it long time ago, and were sounding the alarm bells for quite some time. Many of us had just kind of like stepped away from it and, unstaked or moved our stakes or whatever. But when I saw the numbers of how much of the protocol is staked in these one nodes, I said, this is not good. It's time to actually take a step here. And again, we pushed a lot of people into Gpool in the early days because it was the only thing that was there. And that's awesome, but now it's time to spread the love across the network, across multiple nodes.
And that's something that I feel like as technology advances, as communities grow, you just need to maintain what's current and how to best act in accordance with the greater good of the whole community and the cause behind it. And that's what we've been seeing in all of the crypto sphere. There's been so much development. There's been so much innovation in the last, handful of years even. And so I think it's our duty and our responsibility to continue to educate each other and actually act on how we can best suit the greater good. So really appreciate both of you guys coming on real quick just to give this background, give this context as to why we're doing this. And so, we're going to dive into more of the how to actually do this right now. So thank you guys again for coming on. Really appreciate your insights. All right, guys. So now we're going to actually do a little bit of the how-to step-by-step of how to get your Theta and your Tfuel staked into another node and away from the more centralized places. And first, actually, right now, I'll show you guys how to unstake. And so I'll go to that clip right now. So to unstake your Theta, start by accessing your wallet via the thetatoken.org web wallet. Here we are at thetatoken.org, and what you'll do next is click on the Wallet tab. Then click on the Web Wallet option. This next page is where you'll access your wallet via one of the 4 options available. The most common way is to enter in your mnemonic phrase or seed phrase using the mnemonic tab. But in my case, I'm using a Trezor hardware wallet to keep my tokens extra safe, so I'll click on the Hardware tab and choose Trezor and then click Connect. From here, I got to connect to the web wallet using the physical Trezor device that I have, which requires entering in my PIN number. After going through the Trezor prompts, I can now view my wallets. Again, these steps are only used for hardware wallets. If you're entering your seed phrase, then all you'll have to do is create a short wallet password before you're forwarded to the next page where you can see your available Theta wallets. Theta gives you a bunch of wallets automatically with your seed phrase, but you can also create another one from this page using the Create Wallet button at the bottom of the page. Next, click on the wallet that holds your tokens, and you'll come to this screen where you can see all of your unstaked Theta, Tfuel, T-Drop, and wrapped Theta in your wallet. We want to unstake our already staked tokens, so click on the Stakes tab to see your deposited stakes. Here, you can see I have 4 Tfuel stakes on Elite Edge nodes and 1 Theta stake on a Guardian node. I made all these stakes a while ago using Gpool because that was the only service that I knew of that didn't require running your own nodes on your own computer. But now, Theta has made an upgrade to their web wallet where you can simply stake your Theta tokens to available Guardian nodes straight from your wallet. You can find this feature by clicking on the Deposit Stake button and then clicking on the Select Delegated Guardian Node button to see the available node options to which you can stake your tokens. This is a big upgrade because before this, you would have to set up an account with a node like Gpool, and now they've totally eliminated that step while giving you tons of options of different nodes to choose from. Also, super cool, they show you the fee associated with each node, so you can shop around for the one that makes the most sense to you. We'll be going over all this later in the video, so stay tuned for more info on that. This segment of the tutorial is to show you how to unstake. So we will be using the withdraw stake button, and all you'll need to do to complete your unstaking process is to enter the node address of the Guardian node to which you're currently staking your tokens. So all you need to do is go back to the stakes page, copy the address of the Guardian node in the holder column, then click back on the withdraw stake button, and then paste the address to the holder field. Click next, and you'll be asked to confirm the transaction. The transaction only costs 0.3 Tfuel right now, which is the same for all Theta transactions, which is another reason why I love this blockchain ecosystem, as their gas fees are incredibly low in comparison to others like Ethereum. Next, click Confirm, And since I'm using a Trezor hardware wallet, I need to approve the transaction using my physical Trezor device for the transaction to go through. This is another reason why I love using hardware wallets, because the transactions I want to make have another layer of security that require the actual operation of the physical hardware wallet device. After the transaction goes through, you'll be able to see the withdrawn status change from no to yes, along with the return height of the transaction. This all happens in a matter of seconds, which is another reason why I love using Theta, as their transactions are faster than pretty much all other blockchains. Now that I have successfully unstaked my Theta tokens, next I'll be unstaking my Tfuel stakes, which is pretty much the exact same process. The only difference is that when you click on the withdraw stake button, you'll have to choose the edge node option from the stake type drop-down menu. Then just follow the same steps of copying the holder address from the previous page and pasting it to the holder field. Click next and then confirm the transaction. Again, I'm being prompted to do a few more steps because I'm using a Trezor hardware wallet. If you're not using a hardware wallet, the transaction will immediately go through once you click the confirmation button and then enter in the short password that you made at the beginning of this wallet session. I'll speed up the process for the following Tfuel stakes I have, but as you can see, it's a simple process and the withdrawals are completed in a matter of seconds from the time you confirm the transaction. So now you can see that all of my stakes have been successfully unstaked. But as you can see, when you go back to the wallet tab, the tokens aren't yet back in the wallet. This is because it takes about 48 hours for your withdrawn stakes to return back to your wallet. So at this point, you'll have to wait the required 48 hours before you can make your new stakes using the upgraded Theta wallet. We'll cover how to do that next. Now that you've seen how to unstake, now we'll show you how to restake it. And so the way we're going to go through is through the Theta Token.org web wallet, which I have pulled up right here. This is ThetaToken.org. You would go to your wallet, go to the wallet tab, and then come to the web wallet right here. Click on that. And then this is where you get into your wallet. So I already have my wallet pulled up in another tab. So I'll just open that.
Hey, real quick, Josh, go back to that screen for me for just a second.
Of course.
Thank you. So, folks, this is where if you have a Trezor or a Ledger, I guess it's just Trezor, you would click on hardware right there. Ledger too. Okay. So, anyway, just wanted to comment on that, and then you would click connect and plug your Trezor in and put in the code, etc. Okay, keep going, buddy.
Thank you for that, Will. That's a good point. The other way you could do it is with your mnemonic phrase. And so you would enter your 12 words here, click it through there. Those are the only two ways I know how to get in. And then once you're in, it'll open you to your wallet tab, and you'll be able to see your Tfuel and your Theta numbers right there, the amount of tokens you hold. And then we're going to go to the stakes. And once you click on this tab, it'll come here, and you'll see that you have a few options. You have the deposit stakes button, the withdrawal stakes. We're talking about depositing stakes right now. So I'm going to click on this, and this is where, Will, I'd like you to kind of just walk us through what's new in this area of the wallet.
Yes. So when you see there under deposit stake, you see it says Guardian node. There's a drop-down bar there. Click on that. It just shows you the different types of nodes you can stake to. In this case, we want Guardian node. That's what's selected. Mm-hmm. So right underneath that, you would have to go copy and paste the node address into that box there. But now right underneath that in green, it says select delegated Guardian node. So Josh clicked on that, and now it brings up all of these different nodes. These are all community nodes. You'll see G-Pools on there, Uptime Junkies up there, Theta Communications, Theta Separation, Dr. Theta, Commonwealth Collective, etc. And scroll down. Well, how many are on here now? 20? 15? I mean, there's quite a few. And right next to the name of the node, it shows what, Josh? The fee, right? The percentage fee. That's how much fee that node charges for you to stake there. You'll see now a lot of them are zero. So really your only concern here is your tokens are not at risk, right? In staking. Per the Theta protocol, the tokens can only be returned to your wallets. It doesn't matter where you stake. Aside from the fee, and the uptime. Okay, is this a node that has considerable uptime? All of the ones listed there, it's my understanding they do. They had to have a considerable uptime proof in order to get listed on there. Some of the ones that I don't want to say this one's my favorite, because then we'll have the same problem if all of you go and stake there, right? We're trying to spread the love here. But I'll mention some right now. I'm going to pull them up. Uptime Junkie is a great one. Dr. Theta, Commonwealth Collective, Genion, Guardians of Theta, Theta Board, Fuel Foundry, Theta Next. And those are just ones that I personally know of and know. I'm sure all the rest of them could be vouched for by other community members. But if you look to the side of the name there, I scrolled back up, and I'm, Uptime Junkie at the top, 0% fee. Gpool, 4% fee. Theta Communications, 3% fee. So you guys can all just go pick 0% fees if you want. Spread the love. Don't everybody go to the same one, right? But it's that easy. And then Josh, we're just going to show you. Let me go back to so I can see what Josh is doing. Josh, just pick one to stake to.
All right. Yeah, right now I'm staked, or I was staked to Gpool, and I just showed how to unstake there. And that was 4%, which is, after looking at all of these, looks to be the highest percentage. So I'm really excited to be staking to something that has a 0% fee. I see this first one right here, Uptime Junkie, has a 0% fee. So I'm just going to go ahead and click this one. But there are many here that all have 0%. And we do encourage spreading it out and picking one that you feel you vibe with. So here's Uptime Junkie. I'm going to click on this, and now it's here. Is that it? Is that all it takes? I have to enter this too, huh?
All you do is click how much you want to stake, which in most cases we click max right there.
Yep. All right.
And that pulls up your total amount of Theta in your wallet that you're going to stake to that node, and then you just click next.
Great.
Yep, and confirm.
And it's only 0.3 Tfuel for this transaction, which is one of the things I love about Theta. Very, very low gas fees.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, even if we envision a day where Tfuel is hopefully $1 or $2 or even $3, a third of that's not bad for a transaction fee, and I imagine they'll even get cheaper by then.
So
okay,
now,
so we're just go ahead. Yep.
Now I'm using a Trezor for my Theta wallet. So this is the stage where I have to interact with my Trezor to make this transaction happen. This might not be the case for those of you who are using without the Trezor. It may look different, but for those Trezor users, this is what it looks like. And I'm just going to go through this really quick. So allow once for this. Now I have my Trezor right here in my hand, and I'm going to enter in my code. Yeah. One thing I really like about the Trezor is that the actual number pad on here changes every time, so it's different, which is a cool function, I think. So I've now entered in my code.
That's his PIN code to get into his Trezor. You also have a word seed, which was that 12 or however many multiple string of random words that you hopefully wrote down on a piece of paper. That's what you want to keep. Don't share that. Don't take a picture of it. Don't email it. Keep that written down and stored away. That's your recovery. Anyway, go ahead, buddy.
So I'm going to just pull up the full screen right now just so you can see this a little bit better. It asks a couple questions right here, just confirming, just saying, is this what you want to do? You're going to hit yes on all of these. There's only 3 of them that come up. And then you have to hold to confirm, which is now confirmed. And I'll go back to the...
Now, Josh, if I'm just staking, if I'm not using a Trezor, let's say I just have it in the web wallet or it's on my phone, all you're doing then is hit next and confirm, right? Because there's no...
I believe you're... Yes, I believe you're correct there.
So it'll be
and the reason why the
Trezor... Sorry.
Continue.
It'll be simpler. It'll be simpler for those of you that if you're not on a Trezor, if it's just on your phone or on your computer web wallet, you won't have to go through that step Josh just mentioned.
Right. And the reason I like the Trezor is that even if someone did have your numeric, they wouldn't be able to make that transaction happen because they'd actually need to be interacting with your Trezor device. And so you could just see really quickly that the stake has made it and is now complete. So that was incredibly fast. That's one of the things I love about the Theta Network. It's very, very fast. And so moving, my holdings into that Guardian node for the staking took not even 30 seconds.
Josh, when you unstaked, did you mention to folks the 48-hour or 50-hour? It's about 2.5 days or whatever that it takes after you unstake.
That's a good point. I'll make sure to add that in, but we can talk about it right now as well.
Yeah, no big deal.
Yeah, it takes about 50 to 60 hours to unstake. So once you do unstake, which is going to the withdrawal here, doing the whole thing, you'll see that in the earlier part of this. It takes about 50 to 60 hours for that to leave the node and come back to your wallet. It never was out of your wallet. It just takes that time to unstake and become accessible. But staking back into, as you can see, just took only a matter of seconds. So that is for the Theta token. How to do that, how to stake those. So much easier than it used to be back in the day when we were getting started. So this is a great advancement by Theta. And now we're going to talk about doing Tfuel, because it's a little bit different for Tfuel. So Will has sent me a couple of different. You can't necessarily do the same thing as just within the Theta wallet staking to a node for Tfuel. You're going to have to go to an outside website. And so Will's provided me with some that he likes.
Let's
and
show
that are
him,
really
Josh.
Good. Yes.
Do it.
So
Pretend you're staking Tfuel right now.
Yes.
So click on your wallet.
Yes.
Or I'm sorry if you've got one.
Yeah, we can go. Do you want me to open the wallet and just to go deposit stake here?
Go ahead, deposit stake. Okay. Yeah.
So, but
and then you click the drop down there.
Yes. The drop down with StreamYard, what we're using right now to stream this, you're not going to see the options pop up, but you'll see it once I click on it. So we're going to click on Edge Node, correct?
Yes, Edge Node. So guys, when he clicks on that top, when you click on deposit stake, and then let me just do it myself, and then it says stake type, and you click on that that top bar that says defaults to Guardian node, it pulls up 4 options: Guardian node, Validator node, Edge node, or T-drop. For Tfuel, we want Edge node, the third one down. So yeah, go ahead, buddy.
Yep.
You'll see it's pulled up there. He's got Edge node pulled up.
And so we're going to need now. Yep.
Continue. Now you need the summary. You need the address summary. So this will remind you of the good old days when you staked your Theta. You had to go get the address and copy and paste it in there. Obviously, with the new advancements, you don't have to, as we just showed you with Theta. With Tfuel, we have to get the address. So as of now, there are 3 websites that we're going to share with you guys that are community nodes where you can go easily look at the node availability and copy and paste. We'll show you that in a second. If you remember, with Gpool, you had to actually sign in and give your email address, I think, and actually sign in to go get the nodes. You don't have to do that with these. It's pretty simple. You just click on it, and we'll share those links. But go ahead and show one for us, Josh.
Sure, absolutely. So this first one is called Theta Next. So what it looks like. I don't know. Can you talk about what I'm looking at right now a little bit, Will?
Yeah. So this is the link to the staking Tfuel, which will give you it's thetanext.com/staking/Tfuel. But what you're looking at there are nodes, right? So that one, the top one, Edge node 46, does it say? That one is 91% staked. So there's 455,000 Tfuel in there, and there's 45 available. Each node can only hold 500K. All right. So if you only have, if you have 45 or less to stake, go ahead and pick that first one. Okay. If you have more than that, scroll down. You see the one below it has 90,000 available. Let's keep going. The next one has only 25. Okay, keep going. 21 on that one. Keep going. 48, 10. Okay, stop right there. Now, here's an empty node with 500K. So a lot of you early Theta investors have a lot of Tfuel, and you're going to need multiple of these nodes. There's a full one right there that Josh is showing you, node 147. So you would just if you needed to stake a full 500K, you would use that one, and show him, Josh, how to copy. Right there at the top, you see the little clipboard?
Yep.
Click on that, and that should copy that long string, that whole address, should copy that to your clipboard. Now Josh can go back to his, again, this is assuming Josh had 500,000 to stake. If he had less, then we want to try to fill those lesser nodes and leave the big empty ones for the large full stakes. So you'd copy that address, and then you'd go back to your deposit stake screen, and you'd just paste it right there in that edge node holder summary box. Okay, and then under that, how much do you want to stake? Most people are just going to click max, and it's going to put your whole amount of Tfuel that you have available. Now, Josh isn't going to do that because he doesn't want to take a 500K node and fill. This is kind of like a nice best efficiency's sake as a community. We don't want Josh to take an empty 500K node. So Josh, delete that node address. And let's go back and find you one. You need how much? You need 72K. All right, so go back and let's find one that has, 80 or 90 or something thousand available. Because that way we're up. We leave that full 500. There's an 82.
Yeah.
Yeah, you do that one. So copy, click on that little clipboard at the top. So that one has 82,000 availability. So Josh is going to use that one.
Really quick too, with this, it looks like it shows also other amount of people who have staked to this node. It looks like this one has 5 stakeholders. Is that correct? And then on this one, there's a 1% fee on the rewards, which is still great considering it was 4% with Gpool. So this would be a node that I could take and fill up and leave those other nodes open. So I could copy this, come back here, do the same thing, enter it in. Something I like to do too, and this is just good practice. It might be a little bit extra that you don't need to do, but I like to check the last 4 digits of this long hash here just to make sure we got the right address. So on this one, it was 217C. Going back here, double check 217C. Yep, we got it right. And then that should go through no problem if we want to stake to this node here, which we can definitely do. And before I do that, though, I think too, this is just this website, Theta Next, is a really good option, but there are multiple options. Do we want to walk through this real quick?
Yeah, let's walk through all 3 that we have so that we can help everybody. Because again, we want you guys to spread the love here. Don't everybody go to Theta Next. They're good people, but let's go to Fuel Foundry next.
Yes. So here's another one.
Let's click on Tfuel down there at the bottom.
Oh, I think is it this one?
Let's see. Are we already there? Hang on. Let me do it. Let me do it with you here. Fuel Foundry, stake, Tfuel. Yes, you're already there. So yeah, I'm sorry. Yes. It's already, they're listed right down there at the bottom. So you see it has total staked. So if we look at that top one, total staked 310,000. That means there's 180 some odd available, 190, sorry. Okay, the one below it has 425 staked, 457, etc. Now it looks like they don't have any full empty ones listed at the moment, but these are always being updated and changed too. As nodes fill, these guys add new ones. So that's a good one if you have less than 500 to stake and you want to go fill those in. It looks like you just click over there on the right on Get Summary Address.
And it'll copy it already. That's great.
It copies it automatically.
I do like that it shows the uptime on these nodes and all of them are reading as 100. That's really important because you want to make sure that your node is always running so that you're always receiving the benefits or participating in the network and then receiving the payout from it. So is that what the uptime represents? Yeah.
Uptime shows you, the uptime, and the name of the one node, Uptime Junkie. They're all about the uptime. That means, downtime would be if, the power went out and that node was subject to the power going out. But as I was telling Josh earlier, some of these nodes in particular have numerous computers, numerous operators all over the world that run the same node. So they're basically just running a backup of the same node the whole time. So if the grid goes down in North America, the node's still running out of a European connection or whatever. Very interesting. Let's show them the next one we've got, Commonwealth Collective.
Yeah, and real quick before we jump to that one, something that's also cool about Fuel Foundry is that it looks like you can also do your Theta here. And I do recall that when we were back in the wallet tab, you would be able to pick just straight out of the wallet Fuel Foundry. So if you're just doing Theta, it has that availability. Let's move on to this is Commonwealth Collective.
Yep.
So
with website. That one, choose your location. You can choose America, Germany, or Asia based on where you want the node located. Let's go ahead and pick whatever. What do you want? Pick America? Let's do it. We're in America.
That's right.
And then American Edge node number 2, 500K. Is yours showing the same thing? Yeah.
Yep.
500K available. Location. That's kind of cool. Midwest.
That's nice.
So there it tells you step 2, scan that QR code. Yes, it's really that long. So in this case, you would highlight that whole thing.
Right, and copy it.
Yep.
Which you can't see on my screen right now, but right click and copy. And so there's that. It looks like there's multiple nodes.
Yeah, I'm scrolling down on my screen and there's numerous empty 500K. And then as you keep going down, there's some that are partially filled. Here's 482 available.
Oh yeah, I see that.
So if you've got to save those full ones for the guys and gals with full 500s that need to stake them there and go fill in those other ones for us.
So
and again, these are going to update. These guys are going to update. And I imagine in 6 months to 12 months, we're going to have 2, 3, 4, 5 more of these, community edge node stakers that have this type of copy and paste availability for us. I imagine Theta corporate labs will eventually incorporate it into the wallet like they've done with the delegated nodes. Maybe so, maybe not. I'm not sure if that's feasible.
That's right. No, I would imagine the way they did it with the Theta token, they would do it with Tfuel as well. So these are some really good options that Will has shown us, and I'll be sure to link each of these in the description of this video so you guys can easily go there and check it out. I'm going to stick with the one that we had from Theta Next because it's already here and it's all ready to go. So all I'm going to do now is do the same process. I'm going to click next and confirm and then have to go through my Trezor. So there's that. Ready to go. Confirm. And now it should, kick me to my Trezor where I'm going to do the same process. It won't look like this for all of you guys, just those using a hardware wallet like a Trezor or a Ledger. Enter in my PIN. Confirm, verifying PIN. Yep. Oh. All right. PIN is verified. Now, again, we're going to have to just do a couple confirmations here. So click the green check mark, hold to confirm, and voila.
Voila. Josh, should we real quick, unstaking Tfuel, we didn't cover, but it's basically the same process. You go to stakes, you click on withdraw stake, you copy that. Did you show them how to do that in the Theta unstaking video?
I did in the earlier session as well. So
Perfect.
It's a very similar process.
Same process for Tfuel. You'll just copy the Tfuel address and unstake.
That's right. And
2.5 days.
Correct. And look at that. It's already staked. Took, again, not even 20 seconds. Something we love about the Theta Network, how fast it is. And so now I'm all staked. All of my Theta tokens and Tfuel are staked into different nodes, and I am contributing my tokens and staking power to another node that's more decentralized, creating more decentralization across the whole Theta network. And that's really exciting.
And you saved money.
Yes, and that's another one. So
you saved money.
how great this functionality is that Theta has integrated this, and that other members of the community have created resources for people like us to continue to move the network forward. So incredible, really easy, really thankful that you're here walking us through it, Will. So appreciate that immensely. So is there anything else on this topic that you want to leave the viewers with?
Staking is, I'll throw one out in left field for you. I think that staking will be the next, the equivalent of the bond market. So bonds are instruments, yield instruments for income that people with capital use and retired people use to generate income. It's a huge industry, and it's debt-based. It's based off of debt, like our dollar. I think in the future, the bond sector of people's portfolio, the bond market, the yield portfolio section of your portfolio will be staking. And if you were around in the last bull market and you have a decent amount of Theta and or Tfuel staked, you know what I'm talking about. That was a lot of income. And as we progress, you know, I think there are going to be a lot of people that are able to, people listening right now, that'll live off of Tfuel income. I'll be one of them. Cheers.
That's right. Awesome, guys. Well, thank you so much for coming on, Will, and walking all of the Theta community members through a really good step-by-step tutorial. It's a lot easier than it sounds, and please make sure you guys are sharing this with other community members so that we can continue to help the decentralization movement move forward, so that our beloved Theta network can continue to thrive. So again,
spread
really
the love,
appreciate
baby. Spread the love.
That's right. And if you guys are liking this, make sure you like and subscribe to the Pebbleton Post. Make sure you go check out Will Lehr and Perpetual Assets, and our friend Ben Wilkening with Skull Cap Savant, who was on earlier. And with that, we'll see you on the next one, guys. Take care.
Adios.